here in this video, let's have an honest conversation about investing, because many investors have a lot of misconceptions about investing in penny stocks. And it's true, the journey is not as it may seem at the beginning. There's a lot of surprises along the way. So let's get into it. Learn the lessons about this case study of a company. No content of this video is intended to offer financial advice, and no content is intended to credit or discredit a company that's used or mentioned on the video. All pain, no gain in Eden. I'm talking about Eden Innovations, a company that has a very promising product. But I'll highlight in here lessons that I've learned from this company since 2015. This is the share price of Eden Innovations, EDE, in ASX. So this company had a share price of 0.008 in April 2015. It catapulted to 32 cents in less than 2 years at the end of 2016. And from there, it just went into the decline and now sitting at 0.002. What are the good things that the company has achieved, and what are some of its challenges? This is a very good learning, I think, for investors that are trying to invest in penny stocks. What are the realities? What are the lessons? So most important, if you're starting to invest, is really learn the lesson, and this is the intent of this video, to share educational insights and tips so that one can have realistic expectation. So that increase in share price of EDE is driven by the result of tests in GDOT I-20 field trial. So this is a section of the road in Georgia, where they repaired the road, and side by side concrete that has no additives, they added edencrete, which is the additive admixture that's sold by edencrete. And after 11 months, the control concrete is showing visible cracking, whereas the section with edencrete admixture had no visible cracking. This got investors really excited. It catapulted the share price 40x, one of the best performers in the Australian Stock Exchange at the time. So what is this product all about? So at the moment, 2024, EDE has developed a few products already, but I'll focus on this edencrete. Edencrete is an admixture based on carbon nanotube, and this is a result of research done at Monash University in Melbourne. Over years of research, they were able to come up with nanotube application as an admixture, concrete admixture, to increase the durability, flexural, tensile, and compressive strength and abrasion resistance of concrete, and reduces the shrinkage, permeability, and damage from salt and chemicals. So that's flexural strength. What is it? Ability of slab to resist bending. Tensile strength refers to resistance to cracking or breaking under tension, and concrete abrasion is durability from physical damage. If you Google carbon nanotubes, you will find that carbon nanotube is one of the strongest materials in nature. And so this was a learning part of investors. So what's fascinating about investing in penny stocks is you'll learn a lot of things about the product. And if you don't know about nanotubes before, you would have been very excited to learn about it in 2015 when investing in EDE. Carbon nanotubes show a unique combination of stiffness, strength, and tenacity. So there's a lot of information. This is just a snapshot from a quick search from Google, nanotube property. So if you look here, these are slides from the company, not to encroach on copyright things. This is just for educational purposes. It's available publicly. So carbon nanotubes, partly this company has come up with applications into concrete, plastic, and the key properties. It's 100 to 300 times more strong than steel. Amazing, isn't it? Carbon nanotubes, you can see it with your naked eye. It has to be enlarged to show it like this, but you can just imagine it is up to 300 times stronger than steel, but it weighs 17% of steel. That's why it was a breakthrough that Monash University came up with this output, that admixture application. It was exciting. We thought that as investors in 2015, 2016 in ADE, this was going to become a multi-billion-dollar company. You can't blame the founders, the Solomon brothers based in Perth, that they haven't given up on that vision. So in short, there was testing that were going on since 2015, very promising results there, as well as in various countries. Interesting that these tests were continued. And in 2021, there's this test in Colorado Department of Transportation in I-70 Vail Pass. And this is an elevated highway, 3,050 meters above sea level. I think that's the elevation. And it's subjected to such harsh conditions, especially during winter. And so what they have done here is they were going to test whether it's viable to use concrete rather than asphalt, because I think in this site, in this road or highway, they have used asphalt because it's easier to repair, although the repair has been very frequent. But if you use asphalt, the cure period is faster. Maybe in one day, cars can go through it again, as opposed to concrete. The curing period is longer. But they wanted to test concrete side by side the asphalt, and they created this test in 2021. It's not just to test concrete versus asphalt, but take the opportunity to use admixtures in concrete also test, because edencrete, or the product of EDE, was already approved as additive in concrete projects. In other words, it's been tested in Colorado for a long time, so they are now accepted in that it's in their procurement catalog, so they can buy this one. So what they have done here is that they have created 3 sections of a concrete portion of this road and alternate with asphalt. But in the concrete, we have the beginning part, middle, and then the end part, where they have tested against the control meaning the concrete with no additives, and then 2 other additives that were added. One is edencrete and other is silica fume. And the results, technical results, were released to the company. I'm not a technical person, so I'll just go through the pictures that were presented by the company and taken by the company. So here is the section of the road I-70. So here are the pictures that are shown after the first, second, and third year since the concrete were laid side by side the asphalt. So this is the reference. Reference meaning that the section with no additives added at the beginning section of the road. You can see that in the first year, there's a track that's developing there on the left corner. 2023 and then 2024, that track has increased. So this is the concrete with no additives at the beginning section of the road. This is the section with edencrete added, in other words, admixture with nanotube. You can see that May 2022, September 5, 2023, June 5, 2024, it looks like it's intact, and they were looking for rotting, abrasion, and de-icer scaling resistance. That's what they were testing. So this is section with edencrete, and this is the section with silica fume. So this is also an admixture. It looks like the silica fume from the pictures or from the worst. And then we go into the middle section of the road where they have used these 3 types of concrete. Concrete without additives, this is the result. There's some abrasions there. Edencrete, it's looking good again over a 3 years period. And silica fume, you can see some cracks there on the edge of that section. And then the end section of the road, you can see here the reference. There's now huge cracks, okay, in September 2023 as well as in 5, 2024. Visible cracks, abrasion, it's all there. With the edencrete, there seems to be a better view, a better quality here. It's not as bad as the control. But silica fume also performed well here. Maybe it's not as bad as the other parts of the road, but you can see still that there is some cracks in here. So EDE, they estimated that their sales in 2023 and 2024 will reach around 5 million. In the future, I put a question mark here, but the company is projecting a bright future. So when we look at the share price performance, it's been a disaster for investors currently. Unless you bought at 008 and sold at 32 and did 40x profit, it's all been pain from there. Does it mean that the company didn't progress? Well, from this, you can see that the company was willing to subject its product to the most rigid, strict screening process and testing. They have confidence in their product. In the third box there, you can see that there's high barrier to market entry. It took years for EDE before its product can be included in the catalog of its Department of Transportation in the United States and in other parts of the world, such as Australia, New Zealand, India, and Indonesia. So there's a very high barrier to market entry. You cannot just make a claim on your product that it's superior. It delivers benefit without being tested over many years with different mixtures and different magnitude of stress. If you look at the box, the 5th box there, you can see that these products now approved in 21 departments of transportation. So that's another challenge. It doesn't mean that if it's accepted by one department of transport, that it will also be accepted in another city or another state. So EDE, such a small Australian company, has to undergo all that screening, testing, and even subjected itself to long-term testing, just like in the I-70. So that section of the concrete highway will be revisited every year in the coming years until it's time for it to be removed and replaced. So that's how the company is feeling confident about its product. It's now accepted in 21 departments of transportation. Investors have had very high hope in this product that it will sell like hotcakes. They already bought land in Georgia to expand the facility to produce it in mass production. Enlarged their plant in Colorado. So Colorado and Georgia were among the two states that had welcomed EDE in the United States. So there's sales in 12 states, meaning that there's approval in at least 12 states in America. It remains to be seen how much traction in terms of sales will be achieved. But there's other products of EDE that has come up with, like OptiPlend, Eden Plus. I'm not going to go through this anymore, but this is just my honest conversation with someone who is considering to invest in penny stocks. There are certain realities that we have to face. The share price is not necessarily connected with the progress of a company, with the value of your product, or with the potential of your product. The market is brutal in this company. It's gone to 0.002 or 8 million despite such excellent product. When I look at one of these catalog additives, and you look at edencrete, is in a league of its own. There's no other additive that was sitting there side by side that another choice. So some investors have been asking themselves, what's wrong? Why are we not able to sell? Is it because the giants, the chemical giants who have been dealing with this Department of Transport have stranglehold of the market? Well, edencrete is very unique in its properties, in its applications. So procurement people will have to see what they're trying to achieve. Edencrete, by the way, doesn't really cost much, will only cost a few percentages to the cost of a project, and yet the benefit can be demonstrated by the extended tests that has been performed. So those are just some reflections once again on the share price. Reminds us of Nikola Tesla, who invented the electric car many decades ago. It's only now that Elon Musk is able to make this a reality that is in mass production. Now China has about 50% of its new cars sold, being electric. So it just demonstrates that a good product doesn't guarantee multi-billion-dollar valuation. A penny stock, if you bought at 1 cent, doesn't mean that it will not go down anymore. You can even lose everything. That's a reality. It may take years for a product to be developed. It undergoes a lot of testing by customers before they accept it and meet to test standard. Some inventions, as I said, take years. So there's always risk. There's also an unexpected element in investing in the time element. So you can make money 10x, 30x, 40x in such a short time. You can also lose the whole amount. That's why in this channel, it's always mentioned investing a small amount is beneficial or ideal in penny stocks, because if it makes a discovery or if it develops its product, it doesn't go 3x, 5x, 10x, it can go 40x, 100x. That's the reality. So, once again, lessons: be reasonable, be patient, continue to know as much as possible about the company you're investing in. Many have done the same. That's why poor people as well as rich people alike invest in penny stock, because of this potential. There are many lessons that we can learn from this, but from this short video, I hope that it will encourage someone who is thinking to start investing in penny stock. It will encourage him to learn more about the realities of investing, not just the risks, but also the opportunities available in this niche of the market. Thank you for viewing this video. I'll see you on the other videos.